Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for the city of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And in this video, I am going to be taking on the Divine Realm Extra Hard level 250 quest. We'll see if it lives up to its name. And for this, I am bringing along a party of Vaan, Setzer, and WoL with a Yuna friend and a Diabolos Sullen. So this is kind of like a revisit to the very first Lufenia quest that we had, which was the Shinryu boss. That was the end boss of Chapter 2, if I recall correctly, where it has two forms. And I remember I used Leo against it because Leo is goated when it comes to single target damage and delay, and it's got like two forms. You kill the first wave and then you go on to the second wave where it's like a stupidly oversized dragon, and it goes through like several different multicolored aura phases, some of which are far more annoying than others. But this is extra annoying because I think it's halfway between a Lufenia Plus and a regular Lufenia. So I have to say the defense on these guys is astronomically high. They really like to not have you do brave shaving, like at all. But we don't have to worry about that because we've got Setzer and he is the best. But one thing that makes this boss very annoying is that it gets guaranteed turns at HP thresholds, and like after a certain amount of turns that you take, and if you do too many instant turns, then it also gets a turn. Also, the boss is immune to Setzer's freeze, which is just kind of funny. It's also immune to HP attack disable, but not Eld-Nash, so if you want to cheese it with Eld-Nash, then go ahead. If you want to bring Agrias, then go ahead as well. I could bring Agrias here instead of Setzer, but I'm not going to do that because Setzer is the greatest. And I am absolutely bringing along Warrior of Light because on these instant turns it just likes to pelt you with AoE BRV+HP attacks, which will wipe your party if you don't have someone like Bash or like WoL or Porum or some means of like reducing the amount of damage that you take. I was just going to bring Setzer and just use freeze alone, but obviously it's immune to freeze. I need to learn to read boss descriptions. Now the second phase does have a variety of multicolored auras that can do stuff. And I don't want to really give it much of a chance to do as much of that stuff as I can. So I'm going to be taking it very slowly through the first wave. And then when we get onto the second wave, I will swap out Setzer for Yuna. And I will basically use Yuna's burst and then use everyone's call abilities and use my Vaan's burst. And then I will just try and burn it down as fast as I possibly humanly can. I've got Diabolos for the bonus to initial bravery that should help out with Yuna's burst damage, and it should also help out with wall shields. And without further ado, let's dive into it and see how we do. So I do not have a full blue armor team because my wall is sitting at like just his base armor. I am not awakening it for one fight. I don't expect to be using wall too much after this, but he is incredibly useful here. So I'm going to be going in with the red spirals because that is the premier single target skill, and you can see how that just did 33k, which is absolutely fucking nothing. So you see what we're up against here. So let me go in here with a dive bomb, and then we can get the beautiful rainbow numbers, which is going to actually allow us to do something like full stop. And I am going to use here Circle of Judgment to get the debuffs. I'm not going to be using the LD. But I will at the very least use this skills because, you know, we can afford to do it. And let's go in with the LD from WoL, so we're not going to die. It's always a good start. Okay, so we will get peppered in debuffs periodically, but that much is completely fine. And we get some breaks we get a break with Vaan, which is a nice boost to his max brave and attack from his World of Illusions weapon that possibly some people forgot that he has, but it's not going to make that much of a difference, you know. It kind of isn't. It's helpful. And see, this is what I mean. He drops below 80% health, and it just pelts you with a freaking AoE brave HP attack, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to buckle up and take it, which is not so great. Let's be honest. But we have wall on our side, and that's actually not bad. 115k with the shield. That's not bad. Wall is pretty much our safety net. Honestly, do I use prismatic? I don't even really need to use prismatic flash, do I? I don't need to use freeze joker either. I might as well just go red card for the damage and delay. Now we're starting to do some big boy numbers with Vaan. Look at that, 823. I mean, I could have brought in like, Tifa or like Tidus. That's a purple number. That's very scary. I don't know why that was purple, because I do have the LD shields, but it missed anyway, so we're all good. And we just get sapped of Brave, which is cool too. What's this debuff? This is Blackjack. I might as well restore it. Man, I just love seeing these numbers. WoL is keeping us very, very nicely protected. And this is probably going to be the last turn. This is probably going to be the last turn that I have Setzer out, because I do want to swap out Setzer for Yuna on the next wave. So I'm going to go ahead and use another dive bomb here to refresh the buffs. And sadly, I am going to have to burn a turn with Vaan. So I don't know what that buff is that he's only got one turn off here. Missed. Okay. Yeah, that's his LD buff. Okay, that's fine. We can do without that. And there we go. There goes the wave 1. Okay. So now it is time to do some big dick damage on the second wave. So I'm going to be swapping in Yuna for Setzer after I use Setzer's, after I burn his Kurasame. I really should have swapped Kurasame over to freaking WoL, but you know, you live and learn. We should be fine even without the enchant. Because I believe this guy, he should start off with the yellow aura, which is you cannot delay and you can't knock him back. Like let me just do a beat rush here to test it. Cannot knock back or delay. Yep, there we go. That's what it is. And I might as well use this while I still have the bigger numbers of rainbow damage, because this is most reliant on actually dealing Brave hits to deal damage. I know what I mean. You know, you can get Brave Refund on the other skills, but not on that. Okay, so with Setzer, let us get up our Kurasame debuffs. Let's get up to our 5 stacks. Swap out for a Lady Yuna here. We should be good to do that. I'm going to use Cheer purely for the battery. And also to stall out another turn so I can break this guy. And then we're going to go straight into her burst. So not as damaging as it could have been, but it's not bad. 110k per hit, 109k, it's not bad. And then almost no damage from the Brave Shaving. We need WoL to get his debuff away here. Okay, so this is okay, this is slightly worrying. Because Yuna doesn't have any shields. Okay, so Yuna is going to get damaged here by this. So I can't go all in just yet on the burst, which is kind of unfortunate. And I can, yeah. And Kurasame is gonna... You know what, I am going to burn the summon here, just so that we can have a good setup. Because I do want this to work. So let me just do a Shining Wave. He shouldn't attack us during the summon phase. At least I freaking well hope not. Oh god. No, the debuffs! What's wrong with the debuffs? I don't like this. Let's get rid of them. And let's go with an LD. And while I've still got some rainbow damage, I'm going to go in another, and again with a freaking LD. Very, very good. So fingers crossed it doesn't debuff us when we come out of the summon. Okay, it's just an attack. I can handle that. That's fine. Okay. Now let's pop our Tifa for damage. Wow, look at that! Look at that defense. That is a chunky boy right there. 4k brave damage a hit. Okay, let's go. Burst phase. This is what I meant by the bravery refunds. Oh, it's gonna die in this burst phase. That's not a problem. Oh my! Look at this! Look at this absolute sheer nonsense. This is why I wanted to bring Vaan. Like his burst phase is just so stupid. Look at this. Yeah, why not? And we're all okay on HP damage. That's fine. Red spiral, and then we can bring it home. Not bad, not bad. We're missing the Setzer buff. But oh my god, we do max damage anyway. Look at that. And there we go. That is the very hard quest, apparently. There we go. So I mean, depending on the characters that you use, I am using the latest and greatest characters, and I am using freaking Vaan and Setzer, so it's kind of obvious that it's not going to be that overwhelmingly difficult. But I must say I do appreciate that the Opera Omnia game devs have made it so that this cutting-edge content, if you have these characters, is still relatively straightforward. Because obviously there are people out there that want to use their favourites, there are people that do not have this kind of strong lineup. I remember what it was like back in the Lena EX days, and also in early Chaos, and the game is just not as fun when it's that restrictive. Like, I enjoy the challenge, but at the same time, it's like that challenge comes at a price, because ultimately this is a gacha, and characters will not be uniformly balanced, you know, because power creep is continual. That's how it happens. So I'm pretty satisfied with this. 18 turns, that's pretty good. And that's all we're doing for now. So thanks everyone for watching, and until the next time, take care and goodbye.